Namaste. Thank you for joining this gentle yoga class. Find a comfortable way to sit. If you're cross-legged and your knee is raised, place a pillow to support the knee. You might sit on a pillow or a bolster. If you find that the lower back is still rounding, place an extra pillow to lift the sits bones even higher. Settle into your seat. If you check in with the low back and you notice that it's still rounding, you may opt for stretching the legs out in front of you or a kneeling position. Placing the pillows beneath the sits bones, sit down on your knees. However you found to sit, settle in. Notice the breath. Notice the quality of the inhale and the exhale, and how the body moves to accommodate the breath. Notice how deep or shallow the breath is, and then place one hand over your heart and one over your belly. Send the breath deep into the belly. Take a couple of breaths, filling the belly as you inhale, and emptying the belly as you exhale. Feel the hand moving with each inhale and exhale. Relax the belly breath, and now begin to fill the belly and then the chest, deepening the inhales and exhales. As you inhale, breathe into the low belly, middle belly, upper belly, low chest, upper chest. Feel the collarbones expand as the breath circles in the throat, and you exhale from the throat, upper chest, lower chest, upper, middle, and lower belly. Continue breathing like this for a little while. Release the hands and continue to breathe deeply with these nice yogic breaths. You'll maintain this breathing throughout the practice today. Now bring the hands to heart center in prayer. Press your thumbs gently into chest and allow an intention for your practice to arise. What is it that your heart is asking for today? Maybe it's just an intention to slow down, to focus on the breath. Allow it to arise naturally, and then breathe over your intention as if the breath fertilizes and waters this seed. Stretch the legs out in front of you and flex the feet. Maintain this slow, deep breath and begin to move only the toes. As you inhale, flex and separate the toes, and as you exhale, curl the toes down. Move only as quickly as your breath allows, transitioning the movement as the breath transitions from inhale to exhale and from exhale to inhale. The eyes can focus on the toes, or you can close the eyes and concentrate on the movement of the joints in the toes. Take a few breaths here. Now move your focus to the ankles. As you inhale, flex the feet upward, and as you exhale, point the feet down. Moving only the ankle joint. Inhale, lifting the toes up. Exhale, pointing them down. Again, the drishti, or the focus of the gaze, can be on the ankles, or you can close the eyes and let the breath lead the movement. Taking about 5 breaths here. Now begin ankle rotations. So at the end of the exhale, the feet are pointed down. They come around, and at the end of the inhale, they're flexed up. Again, allow the breath to lead the movement, circling a few times in one direction, and then pausing and changing direction. Move only as fast as the breath allows. The bottom of the exhalation, the feet are pointed. The top of the inhalation, the feet are lifted. Focus on the movement in your ankle joints. Now prepare to loosen up the knee joint. This is a hinge joint, so as you inhale, activate all the muscles around the knee, straightening out the leg. And as you exhale, hug the knee in close to the chest. Inhale and activate the muscles of the quads and the shins and calves. Exhale, allow the knee to help compress the air out. Move slowly at the pace of your own breath a few times with each leg. Once you feel complete on both sides, remove the bolster and lay yourself down on the mat, preparing to warm up the hip joints. With an exhalation, hug the knee tightly into the chest, and as you begin your inhalation, rotate it out to the side. Extend the leg long, that's the top of your inhalation. And as the exhale begins, the knee comes back around and into the chest. Inhaling, leg is long. Exhaling, the knee is hugged in. Move a few times in one direction. Pause and change direction. Do the same thing for both sides. Stay with the breath. Remember to allow the breath to guide the movement. Try not to move faster than your breath will allow. The breaths are slow and deep and long. Inhale, you fill the low belly, middle belly, upper belly. Exhale from the upper belly, low belly. Be sure to switch sides and do the same amount of rotations in one direction and then the other. Slow, deep, intentional breaths. Look for any tightness as you move this ball and socket joint. Notice if there's any areas of constriction or any popping. Listen to the body. And when you feel complete on both sides, you can release the circles. Bend both knees, place the soles of the feet on the mat. Lift and shift the hips to the right and let the knees fall down to the left. Be sure you have 90-degree angles from the shin, thigh, and torso. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths here. Be sure that both shoulders are planted on the mat. When you're finished, lift the knees, place the soles of the feet on the mat, lift and shift the hips the opposite direction, letting the knees fall down into a nice gentle twist. Look the opposite direction from the knees and be sure both shoulders are planted on the mat. Take a few slow, deep breaths here. When you're ready to release, gently lift the knees. Scoot the hips to center and stretch out the legs. Do a side body stretch now, lifting the upper back, shift it to the right. Then walk the heels also to the right. You should feel a gentle opening in the left side body. Take some deep breaths here. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, the left leg can stack over the right ankle. And continue to breathe. Send the breath into the muscles between the ribs. Be sure both shoulders are planted on the mat and both hips. When you feel complete on this side, uncross the ankles. Walk the feet back to center and lift and shift the upper body to the left. Walk the heels to the left and notice how the right side body feels. Maybe you want to deepen this side as well. You can cross the right ankle over the left if you did so on the other side. Be sure both hips are planted, both shoulders resting on the mat. Now breathing into the right side of the body, opening up the space between the ribs. The breath is slow, deep, and long, breathing into the low belly, upper belly, then chest. Slow exhalation. When you feel complete, you can release the feet and then the upper body. Bend the knees, place the soles of the feet back on the mat, roll to the side, and press yourself back up to seated. If you sat cross-legged before, sit crossing your feet in the opposite direction. Again, use a bolster to help lift your sits bones. As we prepare for seated cat-cow, take the hands to the front of the knees, and as you inhale, draw the heart forward, shoulders back. As you exhale, round through the back body, Draw the center of the spine back, gaze down. Continue to follow your breath. Really exaggerate these movements. With the inhale, use the leverage of the knees to open the heart even more. And if it's comfortable on the neck, you can gaze upward. As you exhale, tuck the pelvis, tuck the belly, round through the backside of the body, tuck the chin, and again, use the knees for leverage to get even deeper here. Breathe slowly and allow the breath to lead the movement. Feel free to do more of these, pausing the video, or join us as we warm up the shoulders. Take the hands to the shoulders, thumbs in the back, fingers in front. With the inhalation, the elbows come up, and with the exhalation, they circle down. Move slowly, and notice if the movement has become faster than the breath. The circles can start small and then get bigger, especially if you're nursing any old shoulder injuries. Be sure to pause and change direction, circling the same amount in the opposite direction. Move slowly with the breath. Now release the shoulders, straighten out the arms, and we'll warm up the elbow joints. The inhale straightens the arms, and the exhale bends them, bringing hands to shoulders. Release the arms down. Make fists with your hands, placing the thumb inside the fingers, and begin rotating the wrists. With the inhalation, the wrists are flexed towards the body, and with the exhalation, they're rounded down towards the forearms. Move slowly in one direction. Now pause and switch direction. Maybe you even close the eyes and feel into all those tiny ligaments in the wrists. Notice the sensation all the way into the forearms. Release the circling. Use the right hand to lift the fingers of the left hand, gently stretching out the bottom of the forearm. Now take the right hand to the top of the left hand and press gently. Slow, deep breaths. Switch hands now, rolling out the left wrist and then using the left hand to pull back the right. Take the left hand to the top of the right hand, pressing down, stretching out the top of the forearm. Relax and gently roll out the right wrist. Now working with the fingers, inhale, straighten and separate the fingers. As you exhale, bend all of the finger joints, making fists with the thumb inside. Move with the breath. This is really helpful for anyone dealing with the symptoms of arthritis or carpal tunnel syndrome. If you type at a computer all day, bringing awareness and gratitude to all the small joints in our hands. Now release the hands. Recross the ankles if needed. We'll work with the neck. So as you exhale, let the chin move gently towards the chest. Breathe into the muscles in the back of the neck. Without forcing the head down, just allow gravity and the weight of the head to open and relax the muscles in the back of the neck. Continue breathing. With an inhalation, raise the head to neutral. Exhale and let the head drop back as far as is comfortable as you lift the chin towards the sky. Allow the teeth to touch without clenching the jaw and breathe into the muscles in the front of the neck. Stay here for a few more breaths. Inhale and bring the head back to neutral. Exhale and let the right ear move towards the right shoulder, lengthening the muscles along the left side of the neck. Let both shoulders be relaxed away from the ears and breathe into the space on the left side of the neck. Each exhalation, the weight of the head and gravity open that space even more. Continue with slow, deep, yogic breaths. And let each exhalation relax you even more. With an inhalation, you can use the right hand to press the head back up to neutral. And with the exhalation, allow the left ear to move towards the left shoulder. Again, allowing gravity and the weight of the head to bring the ear even closer to the shoulder. Right shoulder is relaxed away from the ear, lengthening the space between the right ear and the right shoulder. Continue with slow, deep breaths. With your next inhalation, use the left hand to raise the head back to neutral. With your exhalation, again, drop chin to chest. Inhale, roll right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, roll the chin to the chest. With the inhalation, roll the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. Continue rolling the neck from side to chest to side. Move at the pace of your own breath. Be careful not to roll the neck back, as this can cause strain on the cervical vertebra. Notice if there's any areas of extra tension or tightness, and pause the movement and breathe deeply into that space. And continue moving at your own pace with your own breath. With the next exhale, roll the head down. Inhale, use the hand to bring the head back to neutral. Take a deep breath. And then rotate onto your knees. If you notice the knees are extra sensitive, you can double your mat and place your knees on that, or place a pillow underneath your knees. Position yourself on hands and knees, wrists directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. With your next inhalation, drop belly and chest, bend elbows back, and look up. Exhale, round through the spine, draw the center of the navel up. Follow your own breath here with each inhale, arching, drawing the belly towards the mat. And with each exhalation, bringing belly to spine, broadening the shoulder blades as you press firmly into the mat. Continue moving through cat-cow at the pace of your own breath. Notice how deeply you can create this movement. How much can you arch your back and gaze upward? How much can you round and open through the backside of the body? Come to a neutral spine and find balance. Inhale, raise the right leg straight out behind you, flex the foot. Draw the belly in, bring the weight into your right arm as you begin to come to the fingertips of the left hand, or stretch the left hand all the way out in front. Stay with your slow, deep breath here. Keep the belly in towards the spine and active. Lower the hand, exhale, bring the knee to the nose, or exhale, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, round elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out, and exhale, release. Preparing for the other side, find your balance and inhale, raise the left leg. Foot is flexed, heel is reaching towards the back. The abdomen is strong. Bring the weight into the left hand as you tent the right fingers. Or inhale, raise the right arm straight out in front. Option to lower the right hand as you exhale the knee to the chin. Or stretch out the right hand, left leg. Exhale, bring elbow to knee. Move through one more breath now. Inhale, stretch out, and exhale, release to the mat. Make your way now into child pose. You can keep knees together and sink the hips down to the heels. If the hips don't reach, you might opt to place a pillow between the thighs and the heels. Find a comfortable way to settle into child pose. That may mean doing reclined child pose. Lay down on your back and hug knees into chest. Settle into whichever variation of child pose suits you today. Take a few slow, deep breaths as you reconnect with the intention for this class. With your next inhalation, bring yourself back up to tabletop, hands and knees, and then into plank. Option to come to modified plank by lowering the knees. If you're in modified plank, there's a nice straight line from knees to the crown of the head. Lower to the elbows. And then lower the hips, lifting the chest, shoulders, and head into Sphinx. Check that the elbows are directly below the shoulders, the chest is reaching forward, the head lifting up. Activate the abdominal muscles, lift the hips, move through tabletop and back into child pose. Take a few deep breaths here. On your next inhalation, rise back to tabletop and then find your plank or modified plank. Lower the opposite elbow first, then the other one, finding plank on the elbows. Exhale, lower hips. Inhale, rise the chest. Exhale, back through tabletop and into child pose. Move through one more of these modified vinyasas with your own breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower the elbows, then the hips. Inhale, rise the chest, shoulders over elbows. Exhale, press into the elbows, lift through tabletop, and back into child pose. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Notice if the breath has become more shallow, faster paced, and slow it down, breathing into the belly and then the chest, out from the chest and then the belly. With an inhale, bring yourself to a seat. Move over next to a wall. Lie down on your back and raise the legs up the wall. Scoot the hips as close to the wall as you can. The arms can relax. You can place one hand over your heart and one over your belly. and connect with the breath. This modified inversion gives us all the benefits of an inversion, helping to regulate all the body systems, helping to connect us with the breath and the relaxation response. Spend a little time here going inward with the breath. When you feel ready, gently release the legs. Come back to seated. Find your props and prepare yourself for Shavasana. Shavasana is the pose of relaxation. It's the most important pose of our practice. You want to get yourself nice and comfortable. You may place a pillow below your head. You may place a bolster or a cushion underneath your knees to support the low back. Spread the arms far away from the side body. Spread the feet away from each other so the thighs don't touch. Make any adjustments you need and allow yourself to settle into stillness. As you begin to relax, the breath will naturally become a little more shallow and move into the abdomen. Bring awareness to the feet. Allow the feet to relax. As they relax, they gently rotate outward, little toes moving towards the earth. Bring awareness to the legs. Allow the legs to relax and melt into the earth. Notice the hips. Release any tension. Allow the hips to sink into the glutes and the glutes to melt into the earth. Bring your attention to the torso. Let the belly and chest soften into the muscles of the spine, which melt into the earth. Bring awareness to the arms. Let them feel heavy, the weight of the arms supported by the weight of the earth. Notice the neck. Scan the muscles of the neck to see if you're holding on to any tension, and allow them to soften and relax into the earth. Bring awareness to the muscles of the face. Notice if there's any clinging in the eyes, nose, mouth, jaw. Bring a softness there and allow the face to relax. Relax the scalp. Bring awareness to the mind. Notice the place inside the head where the thoughts occur. Consciously breathe relaxation into that space as you settle your awareness behind the place where the thoughts occur. The whole body is heavy and relaxed. The whole body is relaxed. Now begin to gently awaken the body by taking a nice deep inhalation. Awaken the neck by moving the head slowly from side to side. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Bend knees and elbows, and gently roll on to the right side. Use the arm as a pillow. Press the left hand into the mat and bring yourself to a comfortable seat. As you settle yourself in, notice how the body feels and how the mind feels. Bring hands to heart center and thank yourself for today's practice. Namaste.